Welcome in, everyone. This episode is from Bam-Boozled to Mock Shock. That tells you everything we're going to get into today. Let's get started. LaMelo Ball's go-ahead layup with 4 seconds left capped a wild finish, but his presence in the game drew scrutiny after he tripped Bam Adebayo in midair and grabbed his landing foot, leading to Bam getting hurt. Miles Bridges then sealed the Hornets' dramatic overtime win with a clutch block. How should the league balance protecting players with allowing physical play in late game moments, especially when a controversial incident directly precedes a game-winning sequence? You got to go back to the tape. You got to go to the tape, just like we do for plays, and you're trying to find out, was he going for the ball? Was it a basketball play? Laying on the ground, pulling somebody's foot out from under him, that's dirty as you can get. And it got somebody hurt. You can't play dirty, especially at the highest heights. There's too many cameras. Your pocket's going to get a lot lighter if you play ball like that. So, yes, they got to balance safety. Now, the Heat, what are they going to do? They still have one more game to play, and with Bam out, maybe for the remainder of the playoffs, go back retroactive. If Bam is going to miss days, shouldn't LaMelo? Listen, there are a lot of things that you can do. If you land on the ground, you think somebody's going to fall on top of you, there's different things that you can do. That did not look like it. And oh, by the way, fall down, you get up. You could lay there, things going to happen. I hate dirty players. Those of us who have played pickup, whatever level you've ever been at, some of you pros, you can get in the comments. Tell me how you feel about someone that plays dirty. I know a lot of people come from different places. I've played all over America, East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest. And yes, they play different. But dirty's dirty no matter where you're from. When you on the West Coast and you running and gunning, if somebody holds up the ball, holds up the game, always calling check ball, it's dirty, right? If you down here and you got that handle on the East Coast, you about to take it to the cup, but you getting hacked, that's dirty, right? You know the play already happened. I want y'all to go back and look at that clip where Kyrie Irving was dicing up the whole USA team. Most of us have seen it, right? You see at the end, someone went diving in and they hit Kyrie hard. That wasn't no basketball play. That was to send a message to the young buck. Yo, send the message through the game. Hurting people, stopping them from being able to finish, that's not sportsmanship. I'm not here for that. And that's what I call dirty. NBA ranks playoff edition highlights how impact, not pure talent, will shape the next 2 months, emphasizing players expected to log heavy minutes on teams likely to advance, from rising stars like Wembanyama and Banchero to veterans such as LeBron, Durant, and Curry. The list frames who will truly swing postseason outcomes based on availability, role, and team context. Which player do you think is the most likely to outperform their ranking and completely reshape the playoff landscape? I think it's going to be LeBron. I do. I think LeBron is going to step up, give everything that his 41-year-old body has, and whether it's enough or not, this is a chance for us to appreciate all-time greatness. One of the consistent models of health and production. He's got some help. Hachimura is good. DeAndre Ayton is satisfactory. Dalton Connect ain't a scrub. I think there's opportunities with more minutes for Dalton. We'll see what Austin Reeves is looking like. I think it's LeBron. I think it's always going to be LeBron. Durant, I don't believe his team in close game, late game situations. I don't think they're ready. I still think they're young. They put a vet on the team to help them, but he's not a ball dominant player. And because of that, when the ball's not in his hands, others got to make decisions. They're not ready. They still young. Curry, man, let me just see if Curry's going to be healthy. That team will not win a championship. We all know that. That's eat your words kind of stuff for me later. Maybe. It's a matter of us realizing that the end is here for Curry's team, and it's time to start rebuilding. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Huh. You ever heard of Denny Avdija? He capped a 41-point explosion with a tough and one finish that put Portland ahead for good, reinforcing what fantasy basketball players already knew about his scoring upside. His breakout raises an interesting question about whether tracking players through fantasy research actually deepens a fan's appreciation of the real game. So the question, does playing fantasy basketball make fans smarter and more engaged viewers, or does it shift attention away from the actual flow and nuance of the game? No. It brings eyes to the game. Everyone's got their rooting interest. Whoever you're rooting for, that's great. But sometimes there's blackouts. Sometimes your schedule doesn't allow it and you don't catch it. But if you can sit and you still want to watch the game because you know, oh, I got some so-and-so that plays for the Kings. If you're up late, if you're an East Coast person, you watching those West Coast games, that's the opportunity right there. You want fans to have a vested interest in a team other than theirs. That leads to better ratings. 41 games a person might be able to see in a year. I'm going to say half. That's my guess. If you could get that to 60, the revenue, the sponsors, that's what it's about. You got to get those eyes. And so I do believe fantasy basketball does make the fans smarter and more engaged. It helps you tell a narrative. If you are watching a game that's not your team, you are more intelligent about the players on these teams that you're watching just because of your fantasy football research. So I think you got to keep doing it. Yeah, we can make fun, nerd out. They might call you nerd, but that nerd knows way more about the game and the players in the game than the average person says, yeah, I maybe caught 2 or 3 games this year. If that's all you've seen in the season, but this person has been tracking every day of every week, different players throughout the league, I want to have a conversation with that fantasy football or fantasy basketball nerd in that case. The same holds true for football, my Freudian slip, but we can always talk about that at a later date. Players across Major League Baseball say that the new automated ball strike challenge system, ABS, has added consistency, strategy, and a surprising level of fan excitement, with more than half of all challenges being overturned in the season's first weeks. While some want tweaks from more challenges to a 3-dimensional zone, most agree it's changed how hitters, pitchers, and catchers think through every borderline call. Is the ABS challenge system enhancing the drama of baseball in a meaningful way, or is it slowly pulling the sport away from the human element that made umpire-batter duels so compelling? Man, I want that human element gone. We're not there to watch the umpire. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want the player talking to you. You're there. We don't need it. It's the age-old adage. We got to evolve, people. When you know better, you do better. When you have the footage, when you have the clip, just like I said earlier about LaMelo tripping Bam, If you can go back and review it, review it. Make the right call instead of what stays in our minds. The fact that we have to relive this and revisit this, and it casts a shadow on you for all time in the woulda, coulda, shouldas. It reminds me of Drew Brees. They were in the playoffs. He threw, I think it was an out to a wide receiver on his right. We saw the pass interference, not called. Drew Brees did not get a chance at a second title. And you go back and you look at the clips, you know someone swallowed a whistle and didn't make that call. It changes the game. It changes the outcome of the game. It changes contract incentives. Get it right. If you can get it right, get it right. That's what we need. It's you to get it right. I'm here for it. It's enhancing the drama of baseball because we all know, it's going, you can't argue. Oh man, I think it was. Take the argument out. We still gonna have something to talk about. How beautiful of a pitch that was. What is it? What are you supposed to do when it is that borderline that it takes the review? Man, that's a beautiful pitch. And then you just got to give that up to that pitcher. Give it up to the pitcher. Great pitch. Let's keep it going. We got the next person up to bat. Next up to bat, we got the 2026 WNBA draft. It delivered star power at the top. AZ Fudd, she went number 1. And then 6 UCLA players making history. While surpassing trades and salary cap maneuvering added drama throughout the night, all night. The analysts that we were watching, the picks that were taken, that highlights the immediate impact we think that the rookies, Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts, Raven Johnson, I think that might have been a steal catching her so late, Tanaya Latson, and how the league's new CBA has completely reshaped rookie salaries and team building strategies. So which storyline from this draft, the rise in rookie salaries, the UCLA takeover, or the surprise Golden State trade, do you think will have the biggest long-term impact on the NBA? The rookie salaries. Players can lock in. They can lock in and focus on this year round. They don't have travel. They don't have to go to other countries. Just like in the NBA, when everybody's here, what do? They show up and they do runs. You got pro runs. You got some washed players. You got some internationals. You got some college sprinkled in. That's beautiful year-round ball. I'm here for that. Keep them in America. That's where the WNBA is. You can keep them in Canada. But I want to see it. I want to hear how everybody's pulling up to Toronto, that there's a WNBA run going on, and it gets intense. That's what I want to see. There's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to the WNBA. They're having a moment right now, too. And that Golden State trade, didn't Golden State do something like that before? Y'all heard of Chris Webber? And I want to remind you guys, Charlotte had Kobe. Trade, it happens. The Mystics, Storm, Lynx, and Wings earned top marks in the 2026 WNBA draft, with Washington leading the way after adding Lauren Betts, Angela Duglick, and a deep class that already strengthens an already promising young core. UCLA's historic 6-player draft class shaped much of the night. While, as mentioned before, Golden State's confusing handling of the Flau'jae Johnson trade remained the biggest blemish on an otherwise talent-rich event. Which team's draft haul do you think will actually translate into wins the fastest, and which highly graded class might look overrated a year from now? I'm going for the Washington Mystics, adding 2 UCLA players. They went and got Cody from Ole Miss. She is a bucket. I'm surprised she lasted that long, so she gonna make some people pay. Yeah, I like that. And I think maybe they threw in Dugalik because they should have went and got Cody, but they got lucky. Cody was still there. You throw Dugalik in to make sure Lauren Betts is happy and settling in the nation's capital. Give a little taste of home, somebody that she spent some time at UCLA with. But yo, Golden State, Flage is going to ball out. I think we about to see some business. And it's always nice when you can have these little side conversations about woulda, coulda, shoulda. I felt slighted. They should have kept me. Now you want to make them pay. That makes the NBA great. It's going to make the WNBA great as well. Javier Mascherano, he resigned from Inter Miami. And that underscores how fragile Inter Miami's Messi-centric model has become, with the club struggling to replace the aging friends of Messi and maintain cohesion despite its massive payroll. As Miami recalibrates under Guillermo Hoyas, the challenge is balancing Messi's short-term window with the long-term stability the roster desperately needs. How sustainable is a team-building strategy built around maximizing Messi's final years, and what should Miami prioritize next to avoid a post-Messi collapse? I'm telling you, build it. They will come. You got to build it around Messi. Use him while he's here. It's a short-term window. You just got the new stadium. You got maybe the most popular owner, David Beckham, sitting up there. Man, y'all got to – it's your time right now into Miami. You just won the MLS Cup. You've got to do what you got to do. Keep Messi happy. Build around him. Yeah, all of the old heads he's comfortable playing with from Argentina and other places, they aging out. And you had that conversation with them and say, hey, man, we have brought in some guys, especially these first few years that you were in America to help you fit in. But we got to chase some young talent now to make sure we spell you. Listen, Messi rarely runs all the way back to play defense. He don't have to because he's Messi. But somebody got to sprint back. And you can't be having them old heads that think about it before they sprint. See, that youthful exuberance, that desire is such that when it is time to sprint, young boys go get it. Old heads, think about it. They're assessing. Can I catch him? Is it worth it? Can I give up that bucket? Can I give up that play? You don't want to think like that. You've got to ball out. And then, yes, that youthful exuberance, that athleticism will allow more opportunities to get to Messi. But yeah, you're trying to keep Messi as fresh as possible, surround him with talent until the time is not there for Messi. And we will all know it. And then Messi out. But what you want is stack your chest now. You got a new stadium into Miami. You need to make sure people are still putting cheeks in seats. You want to make sure that sponsors are there. I remember I was looking at the first game that they had, and the advertising boards were just going crazy because everybody watches Inter Miami. So you want to, it's like selling a Super Bowl commercial. Every time you're advertising at an Inter Miami home game and away games, Inter Miami's got to do it. Build around Messi. Don't mess around. Chris Sims says he believes an Eagles trade involving A.J. Brown feels inevitable, pointing to growing tension and the team shifting roster priorities as signs that a breakup could be coming. Now, those comments add fuel to speculation about whether Philadelphia is preparing for a major reset around Jalen Hurts. If the Eagles really are heading toward an A.J. Brown trade, would it signal a smart long-term reset or a massive misstep for a team still built to win now? Y'all having these conversations to trade him? You got to trade him. Let him go. Why? You could get something from him. Your window is longer with the young quarterback. It's too much of this. So if AJ Brown is not going to be deferential, like most of the receivers, they do that, right? To the quarterback, you kind of want to stay on the good graces so you can get fed. Well, he's not getting fed. He's unhappy. He's a distraction. That roster is going to have to get younger anyway. The longer you keep these OGs, the higher their productivity, the higher their contract. And then you got to get young anyway. A lot of people will give you something. Take something for AJ Brown. You still got Devontae Smith. You can go get you some great young talent that's coming out right now. Yeah. Jump in and look at this for the long term. You've got some good years out of AJ Brown, but I think it's time to cut it short. For AJ too. Yo, AJ, man, you deserve to be putting up some magnificent numbers. And if you got to go to a place that's not winning, you got to chip. You've been to the Super Bowl twice. That's more than most people. Get that bag, homie. Get your production because you don't get those years back. And we know you want the ball. You deserve the ball. I think AJ's got to go. The Lakers-Rockets first-round matchup centers on whether 41-year-old LeBron can still drag an inconsistent, shallow Lakers roster through a series against Houston's explosive, balanced offense. Los Angeles will need near-perfect shot making and unexpected bench production to keep pace because LeBron alone can't cover every gap anymore. Is this series more about LeBron's ability to summon one more superhuman run or about whether the Lakers supporting cast can finally hold up its end of the bargain? It's about LeBron. If LeBron is healthy and if LeBron is playing LeBron ball, he's already transitioned his game, people. Now we just got to see if he's healthy enough to put in these postseason minutes, but not let him cook. LeBron is going to set them people up. He got a knockdown shooter in Dalton Connect. Austin Reeves can create his own shot, has good court vision, high IQ player. That's why he's in their top 3 of that team. You're going to be okay with what he does. And the other players, the question is, what can you get from Smart? Can you get some of those championship runs that Boston got out of him? That's what you want to worry about. Some of these shifty guards that are out there, LeBron can't do that. Austin Reeves ain't doing that. And so you want to worry about those other players being able to support LeBron. But I do think it's about LeBron's ability to summon one more superhuman run. This year, we would understand as he ages next year, if this was to happen again, I don't believe we're thinking that. What I believe at that point is, why is he always the last man standing? I think it's a different conversation because since Luka is coming over, Luka has a lot to prove since that last championship run with the Dallas Mavericks. So Luka's got to start staying healthy, or he now becomes one of those what if guys. And the most important thing is he may have to restructure his contract, because if Luka can't stay healthy enough for 82 games, then that contract money can't look like 82 games. He already lost a little bit of money because Dallas let him go. But right now, you're going for your legacy, Luka. You'll always be known as an amazing player, but then the question is now, can you get one of those chips? That's what we're looking at. UCLA's national championship run rolled straight into WNBA history as the Bruins became the first program ever to produce 5 first-round picks and 6 selections overall in a single draft. Led by Lauren Betts, Gabriela Yaquez, and Kiki Rice, the class showcased how a selfless team-first approach can still translate into massive individual success at the next level. Does UCLA's record-setting draft class signal the start of a new dynasty in women's basketball, or was this the perfect storm of talent and timing that'll be tough for any program to replicate? Yes. You got to find people that want to stick and stay. And we can talk about this a little bit later, but having seniors that get playing time, that's tough on the men's side because the diaper dandies, the one and dones. So on the lady side, until they start having the ability to one and done, if you could create an environment like this coach sounds like she can do, and you can have tenured, experienced, good players want to come and you can make it cohesive, coach, you can make that work, man, you got to do that. Now, you got to do it again. Transfer portal's alive. We'll see. I want to know where Crooks is going from Iowa State. So let's see. And then you got the coaches that are going to be able to recruit well. They're bringing back some talent like South Carolina. So I think it's about coaches being able to balance it like UCLA was able to do. Steve Kerr, Steve Nash, and their ownership group reflected on a decade of highs and lows running Mallorca, describing how lessons from basketball, tennis, and soccer shaped their approach to culture, leadership, and long-term stability. Their story highlights how shared competitive values, not shared sport, have guided Mallorca through relegations, promotions, and a push to establish themselves as a consistent La Liga club. Does having owners who are familiar elite athletes actually give a club a competitive advantage? Or does success in one sport translate less than people assume when running a team in another? I believe that the elite athletes do give you an edge. It's about relationships. A person can be smart, but you have to be able to apply it. That intelligence has to be applicable. If you're a car person and I give you a car and then I tell you, I'm going to just throw a whole lot of horsepower in it. Okay. So now we back to Fast and Furious. Off the line, you doing wheelies. But those elite athletes know, yeah, give me some power. Give me some all-wheel drive. Give me some sticky tires. Give me a transmission. Give me a cooling system. So when that boost comes, listen, those are the things it takes. Elite athletes, whether they've stayed at one organization or been to a few, they can see it. And they've been in the culture. And I think there's something to be said about being in the culture and having an understanding. So Eric Spoelstra, a lot of people didn't want to hire him because they said, oh, well, he was a videographer. He didn't have coaching experience, didn't play in the league, but he was around culture and culture winners, an elite person like Pat Riley. So when Pat Riley is able to just pontificate, to give you information, you could take all that in, learn from it. If you're a young buck, you grab that pen and paper, you write it down, take some notes, and you want to glean all you can from the OG. I like it. Mel Kiper Jr.'s latest 2-round mock draft locks in Fernando Mendoza at number 1. And this is the last one that Mel's going to do. Then quickly turns chaotic with surprise risers, aggressive trades, and teams jockeying for edge rushers, offensive tackles, and wideouts in a deep, unpredictable class with multiple quarterback-needy teams lurking and several franchises holding extra first-round picks. The board feels primed for volatility from the top 10 through the early second round. Which part of this mock draft feels most realistic to you, and which projected move or pick would completely reshape the first round if it actually happened? I disagree with a lot of people thinking Ty Simpson is going to go early. I think he goes late. There's too many questions, only 15 games. My kid was looking at it, I was like, he got small hands. Well, and there's questions about his height. That's not good. He's not top 10. Those are things that take you out of the top 10, but those are second round questions. all those quarterback needy teams, there's some journeymen still out there. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go get one of those amazing wide receivers that are out there and then use your journeyman as a bridge because we got some bangers coming out next year. Trinidad Chambers is going back to Ole Miss, but I think everybody is interested when he comes out next year. We're going to see for Arch. Yeah, he's coming out, so we got to see. But I think those opportunities are going to be there next year for some quarterbacks. I don't think you got to rush. If you're not feeling it, don't do it. Ty Simpson can sit there, let somebody else take the risk. I'm good with it. Thanks for tuning in.